All righty. I think we are officially live. Today is Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. And we are going to be doing our coffee talk. And I feel like I'm finally kind of back in the groove. But guess what? I'm going to get out of the groove again. And if you guys have been tuning in the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of all over the place. I actually let's see, I did a coffee talk in my car on a Friday because I was traveling, and I'm going to be traveling next week as well. But the cool thing is I'm going to be in the same location. So I will most likely be able to set up my little studio in my hotel room. So I will be there Wednesday and Friday morning. Yes. So we should be all good. All right. So today, what we're going to be talking about is really a fast way to test a new lead magnet. And if you're building a list, or if you're thinking about building a list, sometimes this kind of holds you up because you want everything to be perfect, or you want to test something, but you're like, I got to set everything up and it's going to be a lot of work. I want to go through 3 steps for you to be able to test something really, really fast. Because the cool thing is once we test this is kind of like the front end piece. We need to get that converting to kind of test the temperature, right? Like we gotta see, is this something that people are interested in? Is it something that's going to get them to raise their hand? Then from there, we can decide all of those other pieces that we want to kind of stack on the back end. So I'm going to share this with you because, well, we're actually going through this process ourselves. There's something that we are going to be, well, I'm not going to give it away yet, but we are going to be testing, and that's coming here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So that'll be fun, and we'll be testing it out. So it's a way to test something very, very quickly. And actually, my son, who's 23, a lot of you know, he's actually going through this process himself right now. He's actually doing it with a physical product that he is testing, but he's also doing it through putting out an offer with an email lead magnet to kind of test the temperature there too. So this stuff works very, very well, but we do need to test very quickly and not sit there and say, I've got to build all of this stuff and then that's my test. We need to test smaller things so that way there we can pivot very, very quickly. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. Looks like we got Derek in the house. What's up, Derek? What's up, Scooby Life? Always good to see you, Derek. Like I said, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Alejandro here. What's up? Troy is here. What's up, Troy? Good to see you. And Karen is in the house as well. Good morning. And yes, I'm glad you're here as well, Karen. Always good to see you. And okay, so let's just kind of kick this thing off. I'm going to officially kick this off because we will be turning this into a podcast episode. You guys kind of know how I roll here. We're doing this and we're able to stream, and then we're able to take the audio and put it up on the podcast. So it helps me, but it also helps you. So that's really cool. All right, so let me go ahead and get my notes up here. And let's see. Where is my sheets? Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. All right. So we are, like I said, we're going to be talking about 3 steps to test new list building lead magnets fast. All right. And I'm going to give three different steps here. All right. So, actually, before I do, for those of you that are live or watching this on the replay or the recording, have you tested a lead magnet yet? Have you started to build the list with a lead magnet? And if the answer is yes, congratulations. And this here may help you because you might want to test other things and just kind of see if maybe the other idea that you have works a little bit better. And if it does, guess what? Then we can just swap that out. And I've done that for years. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And I would be interested to know if you are testing a lead magnet currently. All right. So here we go. We're going to get started. Oh, guys, audio, video, okay? Go ahead and give me the yes or no on the audio. I want to make sure that we're clean and then we'll go ahead and we'll get rocking and rolling. Pretty sure I am though, because I haven't had anybody say, Scott, you're blurry, or Scott, I can't hear you. So I'm pretty sure that we're good. Yes. Okay, Derek. Thank you. All right, here we go. All right, today we are going to be talking about 3 steps to test new list building lead magnets, and we're going to talk about how to do it very, very fast. There's one thing that I see a lot of people doing is they try to get everything perfect, everything set up properly, all of the pieces connected, all of that stuff before they actually test. And here's a little fun fact for you. If that front end lead magnet isn't doing that well, the stuff on the back of it doesn't really matter. And the stuff that I'm talking about is things like the thank you page that has maybe a little offer on there, or maybe it's the bump that you have that's there on your checkout process, or maybe it's an upsell, or maybe you want to build out your welcome sequence before you actually test your lead magnet. What happens here is you do all that work and then come to find out the lead magnet didn't do as good as you thought. And now all that other stuff that you built doesn't really matter because no one's seeing it. And you can't really gauge how well that other stuff is going to do if you didn't get the first thing right. Okay. And to be honest with you, you're probably not going to hit it out of the park the first time. All right. You might think you know what your market wants, and then you throw it out there and they raise their hand by putting their email address in, and not a lot of people do. So if that's the case, then we can adjust that, but we want to do it very, very quickly. Now, I've tested multiple ones in multiple markets, and it's usually going to not be the first one that you test, usually, just from my experience. And the cool thing is, like I said, you can put another one out there, and I'm going to go through these 3 different steps that you could literally get this set up probably by the end of the day, and probably do it in less than a couple of hours. Okay. So let's kind of dig in here. All right. So the very first thing that we need to test a new lead magnet is the lead magnet, but it's got to be the thing, not just the lead magnet, right? So what is that thing that you are going to put out there that either solves a problem or makes someone able to achieve something easier? Okay, so it could be a problem like, okay, I'm helping someone repair something, and then you have like this little cheat sheet that helps you repair it faster and cheaper. Like, that's a pain point. Or someone that wants to learn how to play guitar, and then you're like, I'm gonna test what I think they want. What they want is they want to learn how to play, I don't know, a rock song. And so then you would put out maybe a popular rock song and see if people really want that. Or maybe it's, people want scales, but really they don't want scales. What they want is they want to learn how to play lead guitar. So then we have to kind of figure out what is that lead magnet. So the first thing you need to do is spend a little bit of time, not a ton of time, and just see what you could put out there that they may want. And there's ways you can do this before you even create the lead magnet. It could be even going to a Facebook group that you don't even own and say, I'm curious, what is one thing that you wish you can learn on the guitar? And then let them tell you. And then that could be your lead magnet, because what you're doing is you're sampling the audience. It doesn't even have to be your audience. You're part of the community. So you're just asking an open-ended question. That's it. If you have your own Facebook page, ask on the Facebook page or the group. So there's ways for us to get that little bit of an idea. Or maybe there's already people in your audience, in your niche, that is already advertising lead magnets, or they're already putting stuff on their websites. All right. And so then we can get some intel there. Now, once we have that, now what we want to do is we want to create something. Okay. You want to create something, but you don't want to spend 4 weeks creating the lead magnet. So the simplest thing to do here is figure out what it's going to be. Is it going to be a guide? If it's going to be a guide, it doesn't have to be a 100-page guide. Okay. It could be a 5-page guide. It could be a 1-page guide. It could be a 1-page checklist. It can be templates. All right. It could be, again, like maybe it's your simple solution for writing a blog post template. And then, it could be something like that. It could be if you are teaching people how to knit, it could be a knitting to template or design or however they do that, right? It could be like a download. So you could go ahead and make this scarf, whatever. Okay. So you just have to figure out what that thing is. And then don't spend a lot of time there. Just go, okay, I think I got it. Boom, go ahead and create it. Again, use Canva for checklists. You can even make a small little guide in Canva if you want to, or you can just open up Pages on the Mac or whatever else out there. Even Google Pages is another one. And then just create a PDF. Or if you want to get really down and dirty, this is what I did actually in one of our niche case studies before I actually noticed that it was working. And then I was like, I should probably maybe make this a little bit nicer. All I did was I gave a resource page with all of the questions that were going to be answered for that one problem. So it was kind of like download the 10 ways to catch more bass. And so then what it was is you would go to this page that I created and I just copied my links to those posts that I created. So we created 10 different posts. Those 10 posts are just in an easy to access area so they don't have to go searching. Then what I did later was I took those and I created a PDF that they can actually download. All right. That was a down and dirty way of doing it. It took me an hour maybe to go locate all of the articles, make a nice little page with just links, maybe a nice title, and that's it. That was my download. And that there, before I changed that, had gotten over 500 email subscribers just from that. And I just tested it. Okay. And it seemed to work. So then I cleaned it up and made it even nicer. All right. So creating the lead magnet, but do it very, very simply and do not overthink this. Don't make this thing super, super, super polished. Doesn't have to be. Okay. We're just testing to see if it resonates with people. Okay. So that's number one. The second thing that we need to do is create a landing page, a place where people can actually opt in, where they can put their name and email address in. Again, this is where people, they spend too much time trying to make this page and where should I put it? Should I host it on my website? Should I host it through a third-party service, or maybe you're going to do a giveaway. We didn't even talk about giveaways as a lead magnet. That's another great way of doing it, by the way, but you have to figure out what does your market want. Maybe go to Amazon, see the top products for your niche, and then maybe you're going to use that as your giveaway, whatever, right? But you have to figure out on that page, what are you going to put on that page? And the simplest thing is just tell them what it is. Want to catch more bass? ? Download the Ultimate Bass Fishing Guide here. 3 secrets that will allow you to catch more bass in your next tournament. Something like that, right? That's it. Very simple. Email, or, put your name and email address. Yes, I want the guide. That's it. That's all that you need on that. I would suggest using something like ConvertKit. And again, I am an affiliate for them, but I promote only products that I use and that I believe in. ConvertKit, if you want to get access to it, you get a free account. And you can upgrade to the paid for some of the paid features. But if you want to do that, you can go through my link, brandcreators.com/ConvertKit. And yes, you will buy me a cup of coffee if you go through that link. And only if you upgrade, and you won't pay anything extra, they will actually give us a little commission on that. So just full disclosure. Okay. But just create a simple page. I mean, literally you could set up a page. My son just did this the other day and he did it all by himself. Went in, created his ConvertKit account, created a landing page, and then made it live. And now he's collecting emails. Okay. So make sure it's very, very simple. You do not have to worry about your thank you page other than the generic one that says, thank you for downloading the guide. Make sure you check your email where we just delivered it. Or in ConvertKit, they even have it where you can download it immediately on the thank you page. So super, super simple. Don't worry about, like I said, an offer at this point. You don't have to. We're just testing this offer, the free offer, to see if it is well received. Okay. No upsells, none of that stuff. We don't need that stuff yet. Okay. The third thing, okay, we got the lead magnet. We got a place where people can put their name and email address in the landing page. What do we need next? Traffic. What's the fastest way to get traffic? If you don't have any traffic on your website, okay, what's the quickest way? Facebook ads. Okay. Use $5, $10 a day and run it for 5 days and see what happens. Okay. Now, first thing you can do if you have no custom audiences, if you haven't installed a pixel on your website, or if you have not had any other emails in the past that you can upload and create a custom audience or a lookalike audience, if you don't have any of that stuff, then just keep it simple again and just go after the interests in your market. So if it was bass fishing, it might be a bass fishing TV channel. It might be a magazine. It might be someone that's a leader in your space or an expert in your space. Bob Vila in the do-it-yourselfer market. If you're in that arena, maybe you target him and anyone that follows him or the page, This Old House, all of that stuff. It's a great place to start. And then all you're going to do is say, Facebook, I'm going to give you $5 to go ahead and put this in front of those people. And that's it. And the ad is going to be very, very simple. That the title is going to be, want to catch more bass? ? If you do, you're going to want this free guide. That's your copy. I just wrote the copy for you. It's literally that simple. Okay. And then what you do, hit publish. And then here's the tough one. Let it run. Don't keep refreshing and hitting your stats. Usually the first day or two, the algorithm inside of the Facebook ad system is learning. It's in the learning phase. And it's going to probably cost you more in the beginning than it is at the end. But let it run for at least 4 or 5 days. And you're only spending $5 a day. What's that? $25, right? If you want to really ramp it up, maybe spend $10 a day. Maybe spend, $50. Okay. So that's the simplest way and the fastest way. If you had 24 hours, we could get all of that live by the next day. And then you'll know. And then you'll know, is that offer, is that free offer, the lead magnet, is that resonating with people? Then and only then we are able to then say, okay, what's the next thing that we can do? Let's put a little offer in front of those people. That offer would be basically put on the thank you page. So immediately they would see something. But we're not even going to go there yet, because what we need to do is test the offer. Now, I'm going to give you an example right now of how I am practicing what I preach. Okay. We have recently, probably for the past 2 months, we took a playbook that we had created for one of our trainings as a bonus. Okay. And I said to Chris Schaefer, for those of you that don't know, it's my partner, my business partner in Brand Creators. And I said, maybe we should just throw that out there and see what happens. So we did it. Okay. We ran that as a test, very, very basic. Okay. And we threw some money at it. I forget what we were spending. Maybe we started at maybe $20 a day. Okay. Cause I like to get results really, really fast. So $20 a day, 5 days, not a big deal. Right. And the thing was converting at like 80% out of the gate. Okay. Now, just so you know, I was hoping for 20 to 25%. That's always what I'm looking for a lead magnet. It was converting at over 80%. Now that didn't last. I think it maybe after a couple of weeks, it probably stabilized at around 70, maybe 75%, which is still crazy. So then I said, okay, that's resonating. People like this. And basically the lead magnet is our email list building playbook, which actually shares how we built an email list from scratch to 9,332 subscribers in 30 days. And we kind of go through that whole entire process. So we know that resonated, that caught people's attention, and that's what people were willing to put their email address in. But then we said, let's do another test. Let's just switch it out to where it's not free, and we'll do $1 now. So it's only $1. You get access to that 100-page playbook. All right. And now we're able to test some of those other things that I talked about before, an order bump. Okay. So if someone puts their credit card in for $1, they can then say, oh, for an extra $27, I can get the email promotions templates. Because if I'm building an email list, I'm probably going to need some emails to send. That'd make it easier. And so we're able to test that. Then from there, we're also able to now bring people into our welcome home sequence, as we call it, where it's kind of like getting to know us, getting us to like us and trust us, and give them more resources to build that relationship. And then who knows, they might join Brand Creators Academy, or they might join one of our workshops. Okay. So that's when that time is coming for to do something like that. It's where now we know that the front end worked. Now we can start playing with the back end stuff. Okay. And now the third way we're going to test this is coming up, depending on when you are listening to this. We are going to do, which we have not done one of these in a long time, is it's going to be a workshop that is going to basically share that exact process, but not in 2-3 hours. We're going to try to do it in about 45 minutes to an hour. And then from there, we are going to have an offer for people that are interested, that want to go through more extensive training. All right. Now, I'm putting it right out there. This here is going to be another lead magnet. The lead magnet is going to be the workshop, a free workshop where we're going to teach. And then we're also going to, have an offer for them. I've been doing this stuff for years. We were doing one workshop per week for over 3 years when I was doing private label. It was our private label classroom. And it worked really, really well. And we gave a lot of people information for free. They were able to build successful businesses. Some people joined, some people didn't, and that's okay. But the lead magnet of the workshop worked. So now all that we did is we started with this idea of maybe this email list building playbook thing. People would want that. They did for free. A high percentage of people wanted it. But what happens if we put it for $1? Will people still want it? Yes, they did. And whenever you go to a paid, usually, you're hoping for maybe 5-10% conversion on a paid. We were getting and still getting like 20-25%. Great. The third way of testing this is going to be, maybe what we do is we keep all the messaging the same, but now we're going to teach it during a workshop right along with the playbook. We don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to test it, right? And then if it does work, guess what? Then we build on that, okay? So that's how you test lead magnets very, very quickly. And I want you to think to yourself, is your lead magnet, if you have one right now, converting as high as it should be? And I think you need to look at that. How many people have seen the lead magnet? So I like to say at least 100 people minimum. And then how many people actually opted in? How many people gave you their email address? That's your conversion rate. If it's anything below 20-25%, I think you need to either figure out your audience a little bit better, or you need to change up the lead magnet. Okay. And that's how you can decide if it's worth pursuing or if you have to change it up. All right. So hopefully this has helped you. Recapping real quick, the 3 steps to test new list building lead magnets very, very quickly, very fast is number 1, create the lead magnet, but an MVP version, minimum viable product. It could be a guide. It could be a template. It could be a giveaway. Doesn't matter. Something that your audience wants or you think they want, and that is what we're going to test. Number 2, we need to create a simple landing page where you can collect the email address. Again, a way that you can do this and very, very easily, but also affordably is ConvertKit. And you can go to brandcreators.com/ConvertKit. And yes, I am an affiliate for that. And yes, you will buy me a cup of coffee. And then the third thing is drive paid traffic, Facebook ads. $5 a day to start, 5 days, and let it run and see what happens. And then you get to say, oh, this worked. Oh, this didn't work. Okay. And then from there, you can decide what the next steps are. All right. So hopefully this helped you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you want to be part of our Facebook lives where we're doing these coffee talks in the morning, like right now, I'm recording this with the live audience, but you're listening to this on the podcast, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. You can go there through all of the past coffee talks, but you can also join us live. So we'd love to have you. Takeactioncrew.com. Have an awesome day. Take care. Take action. We'll see you soon. Cut. All right, guys. So that was that. You guys got any questions for me? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I already have to rewatch this. Thanks for all your great. Yeah, no problem. What's up, Salma? Good to see you. Derek, do you think a funnel is better than a website? Everybody now is talking about funnels outperforming websites, or do you recommend combination of two? Derek, it's always the combination. I don't know who's saying that websites aren't working anymore. I I don't know who would be saying that other than someone that's saying that I want to basically have you just build a funnel. Um, the thing is with a website is it's a piece of real estate and it's a thing that can constantly be bringing in traffic and constantly be bringing in revenue. That's what I'm doing personally inside of Brand Creators Academy. I have 2 of those going right now. One of them just crossed $1,000, actually $1,170, I think it was. And we're not out of June yet from just ad money. Okay. And then on the backside of that, we're able to have digital products. We're able to have Etsy shops. We're able to do all of that stuff. So I'm building something that could also be sold. When you have a funnel, it's like you're not going to sell the funnel, right? It's like the funnel's doing a job. It's doing a task. It's a selling vehicle. But you need the traffic and the eyeballs. And I like to monetize in a variety of different ways. So yeah, I would not agree with that. But, if that's the path of, that person and you resonate with that, then, that's totally up to you. If you just want to have a funnel, I don't recommend that. With $3 a day work too, it could. It's just gonna be slower. That's all. What's up, Gio? Good morning. Alpandro found that if you charge something for the giveaway, you get a much more loyal customer. You can. I did a free one recently in another niche that we're doing inside of the Brand Creators Academy, and that one there is fantastic. They're very loyal, and the open rates, click-through rates is phenomenal. Let's see. If we get them to pay and buy from us, they're interested and maybe interested in other related to, yeah, exactly. So when you get someone to purchase something, yes, it signals that someone's willing to pay online because some people are just nervous to buy online. But it also allows you to then have that funnel that we just talked about, even if it's just like a simple order bump. Let's see. Alejandro, create lead magnet landing page, drive paid traffic. Yeah, that's it. My lead magnet not converting as well as I would want, bro. Looking forward to your workshop and further offers. Yeah, well, Alejandro, what is it converting at? So do you know your conversion rate? And how many people are we talking about? Because some people are like, yeah, it's not really converting well. It's only like a 10% conversion. I'm like, how many people, saw it? They're like, well, maybe 15 or 20. We can't go off of that. We have to get more numbers. When do you write nurture sequence? Usually it's going to be immediately after they've signed up or joined. Now, if they purchase something like, so for example, the email list building playbook, they purchase something, they go through the little bit of a mini funnel there, right? The bump, or maybe it's an upsell. And then from there, they get dropped into kind of like a welcome. And the welcome sequence is not going to be like, hi, my name's Scott. This is my story, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a very small portion of that. But then it's going to be like, hey, I know that you were interested in this. Here's another free resource that might help you. So I'm nurturing them by helping them on what they signed up for. It's not me telling them my life story. I'll sprinkle that in, right? But I'm not going to bore them with my life. Let's see. How long do you test the lead magnet? It does depend on how many people are seeing it. I like to let it go for at least 7 days myself personally. And I like right out of the gate, I like to put minimum of $10 on it, depending on if we're doing different ad sets and stuff. But, I would say $100 to $200 to test the lead magnet. At what point do you add one-time offer or bumps? That's going to be after we get to that 20 to 25% conversion rate on the lead magnet. Then we can decide to do some of that stuff. Gio says, sip time. Unfortunately, I finished my coffee and I'm going to brew another one after I get off here. I'm going to go sit by the pool for about a half hour. It's a beautiful day out there. Let's see. Derek, some people are using lead pages like a web page to create on-page websites. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would make a WordPress blog. Derek, you know all this. You know what I stand for and what I am, how I build stuff. So to me, I build my own platform. I do not want to create. I mean, even Kajabi, I have everything on Kajabi for all of my memberships. I got landing pages. I've got certain things, but my website is hosted on on, or it's built with WordPress and it's hosted on a server. When you build your website on a place like Kajabi, or you do them on lead pages, to me, it's still not yours then, because if you want to move stuff, you're not going to move stuff. So I personally wouldn't do that. Where is your coffee? It's not here. It's out there. Let's see. Aldo. What's up, Aldo? I'm happy to tell you I bought my domain, got my email autoresponder, and set up my landing page in English and Spanish. If I make it, a big part of my success will be thanks to you, Scott, and your coffee talk. Hope to be BCA later for more training. Yeah, we'd love to have you, Aldo. And I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome that you did that all from basically being on these coffee talks and probably going through some of the YouTube stuff. Do you nurture after every test of lead magnet or once it works? Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to test it, if you're going to test something for 7 to 10 days, you don't need to have a welcome sequence. You might want to broadcast message those people, maybe to kind of test how well they're responding. But really at that point, I'm just looking to test that front end. Then we can build all the other stuff on the back end. Let's see, converting at 625 people saw the offer. So yeah, 13%, I would say we're missing the mark. So there's two things it could be, Alejandro. One, it could be your title or your hook. Okay. It could be that. So a simple test would be change up that and then see if that increases your conversion. Okay. The second thing is it might just be the offer itself. It might be the thing that you're offering. Now, is that 13% on a free lead magnet or a paid lead magnet? And Derek says, thanks. I feel like my website is like building a house. It is. But when you have a house, you have something substantial, right? So think about this. You build a house and you sacrifice time and money and you put into it, but you build equity. You build an entity that you can then sell. So to me, it's well worth the work and the time. And right now, I haven't really shared this. We're building a third site. We're starting a brand new one. We do have a little bit of a head start because it's an old domain that I had, and we deleted a lot of the old stuff because it's not relevant, but we're starting it from scratch. And yeah, I get it. It feels like I'm starting with just my foundation. And now I got to basically build the first floor and, put the walls up and then put the second floor and then put the walls up. And then I got to put the trusses up and then I got to put the sheathing on, the plywood, and then I got to shingle it, make sure it's watertight. I got to put the windows in, like all that stuff. I know what it takes to build a house because I've done it. I know what it takes to build a website from scratch. I've done it. And yes, it's a lot of work. But if you break it down into bite-sized pieces, it's doable. And then once you do it, you know how to do it. And then you're building something you can then turn around and sell if you want to. So I'm a bbig fan of that. Aldo wants to be teacher's pet. Good job, Aldo. I like that. Funnel is just to do a job. Yes. The funnel is to do one job, right? So you have, getting attention, right? That's traffic. And then you lead to a funnel that does the only job of a funnel is to basically convert. Okay. It's a sales mechanism. That's what it is, right? So there's two different parts here. We have the traffic that gets to the funnel and then the funnel does the work. But with your website getting traffic, we're able to then monetize on that, whether they ever go through our funnel or not. Okay. Okay. 13% on free offer. I'll absolutely try giveaway boost later this summer. Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be giveaway boost. Just try a different lead magnet. Just try something different. Like Aldo, you could probably come up with something else and do what I just shared with you here today and have that thing rocking and rolling here in the next 2 days. Scooby Life. I'm currently rehabbing my house. Yes, you get it. You get it. Yes. Must maintain the house. Absolutely. Got to get the gutters cleaned, right? We got to pressure wash the sides and, the walls and the sidewalks and whatever, right? Oh, we got to mow the lawn. I mean, there's all of these things that have to still be done to maintain it. But honestly, there's less work on a website. Once you get the structure up, then it's just adding content to it. And then once you have that system down, then it's just rinse and repeat. It's not that hard. How long does it take to get higher domain authority? It depends. It can take, depending on how much content you have, how much traffic you're getting, because that's what's going to add to your domain authority and then within Google. But I wouldn't worry about it. Like, we started sites from scratch that had zero authority and we were ranking, getting traffic. So don't worry about site authority, Salma. Don't worry about it. And by the way, Salma, I love your new profile picture, by the way. I was going to tell you that when I spoke with you next, because I noticed that you changed that even on your Facebook page and stuff. I love it. It's great. All right, guys, I am going to get on out of here. Friday, we are going to be doing a jam session. Any ideas for Friday while you guys are here? Any topics you guys wanted to drill into a little bit deeper? That would be helpful to me. And then that way there, I can hopefully help you. But Friday will be our jam session. I will be here, so we will be in the same location. But yeah, if you have any topics that you want me to dig into a little bit deeper, I will tell you something's coming. Let's see here. We are almost into July, so I think we've got about 2 weeks. And yes, there's going to be a brand new workshop. This is going to be a little bit different though, because it's not going to be a paid workshop, and it's going to be something that we're going to try to condense and get it where it's taught and learned in an hour. And so we're going to be working on that. I'm going to be busy doing that. And so, like I had mentioned, it's going to be around the email list building side and the email marketing side. And that's something that we're going to be working on. So yeah, so that's going to be coming. I'll be doing exactly what I talk about here. I'm going to be, bringing people in by kind of letting them know what we're working on, letting them know about the new workshop. We're going to start running paid ads to the registrations. We're going to let the list know. We're going to probably put things on our website, all of that stuff. Just as I'm telling you, as we build our list, we need to let them know of what's coming and what's happening. So that's going to be coming. More on content creation. What about content creation, Derek? What else do you need help with? And then we can dig into that. And let's see. Alejandro Salama is also trying to be a teacher's pet. Dig the head tilt. Nice. Scooby Life, so many applicable house analogies, isn't there? And you know what? It fits so well with me because that's like my past, like everything that I know from my past, as far as like, being a craftsman is from building houses. And that really resonates with me. That's why I use it a lot. Let's see. Workshop on how to build a website is genius. Scott and Chris walked you through some breakthrough stuff from buying domain to email content. Pretty awesome. Let's see. Okay, cool. So content creation, more on content creation. So I'm not quite sure, Derek, of what you would need additional help with, but we can definitely go through that. And like I said, I mean, we're doing this again because we are going to be starting another website pretty much from scratch. It's got the shell there, but we're going to be building it from scratch and already started to outsource some articles. And I might even have my hand at doing one myself and maybe documenting that process and sharing that inside of BCA. So if you're a BCA member, keep an eye out for that. Okay, so let's see. Can you do some behind the scenes biz stuff like medical insurance? That's so difficult because it's different for everyone in different circumstances. And I don't have a great answer when it comes to that. I mean, as far as behind the scenes stuff, it's like LLC, it's like all of that stuff. It's basic stuff, but yes, it's important, but it's also, I'm not licensed to give advice on that. So I usually try to stay clear of that. LegalZoom would be a great resource for that. Medical insurance, though, my hands are up on that. I mean, we're constantly, every year, my wife and I are always scratching our head with the medical insurance because it changes so fast and it's so darn expensive. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I would be able to do there to help you. Yes, with your insight on building houses, it really makes things make more sense. Keep the reference going. I will. And Salama says Etsy Friday topic. And what would that be? What do you want to know about Etsy? I am not an expert in Etsy, but we do have, let's see, one store. We're actually getting ready to build our second store. And then Alejandro, is there a validation process for niches, numbers we should be looking at? Yeah, I did an episode. When did I do the coffee talk? Let's see here. I'm looking here. 3 ways to validate niche site growth potential and revenue. So that would be a good one. But we could go in and do another niche validation one if we need that. But bottom line is, I just look at traffic numbers first. And I mean, I'm usually looking at trying to find at least 3 sites that are getting between 50 and 100,000. And then there's also going to be obviously sometimes bigger sites, but that's generally what I'm looking for. Insights and ads for Etsy. Is that what you're talking about there, Sala? Okay, I was thinking how to transfer from corporate to entrepreneur. Maybe next time you and your wife review new things, it would be helpful for us to hear your considerations. Yeah, it is different when you're going from corporate where they're taking care of all that stuff and then you have to do it. But yeah, we could definitely do like the basics of like entrepreneurship and business setup, I guess. So insights and ads is what Salam is saying. So yeah, possibly. I just don't know how many other people are going to be interested in that. So I'm always trying to look at that. I know content is one that everyone is always interested on. Yeah, I will. I will. I'm gonna actually, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna brew one more cup of coffee and go sit out by the pool for like a half hour. It's a beautiful day out there. We'll take a look at the video you suggested. Have Uber suggest, so we'll take a look later, Gator. Yeah, and I can do another one too using Uber suggest. So maybe we can do that on one of our Wednesday coffee talks. All right. So guys, all right, I will see you Friday jam session. Not quite sure what that will be, but I'm going to try to dig in a little bit for content, and I'll probably give you guys a little bit of some updated numbers and let you guys know a little bit behind the scenes on our niche sites that we're building. It's been a pretty good month, to be honest with you. And if you look at the content, the way that we're creating it, it's really, really basic, really, really simple. And I am testing out a new tool, which I'm not ready to talk about, but if it pans out, might have something really cool to share. So keep an eye out for that. Geo. Yeah, it's published, episode 1000. And there's a part 1 and a part 2 of that. There's no video with that. So that's the one. Episode 1000, and there's a part 1 and a part 2. Cool. All right, guys, have an awesome, amazing day. Take care, take action, and I will see you soon. Have a great week, guys. Bye.